Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Manor Lords, and welcome back to Snurderburger. And you know what? Welcome back to Nerdervond as well. Things are going pretty well at the moment across our two regions. I'm very, very happy with where we are. But there is a little something that I've realized, a little something that I got wrong in that last episode, and that's where I want to get started today. Because you might remember that I mentioned that I don't love how the pack stations work, because you have to trade something to the other region to get something back. It is just a exchange of goods, and I said that I don't like this. Now, it turns out that you can absolutely, if we go back over here to Nerdervond, you can go to your trading post and you can set up a trade. In this case, we want to send, we want to receive barley from Snurderburger, so we want to import it to Nerdervond, and we don't want to do foreign trade. If we disable this, trade will occur between my regions, provided they have set the appropriate trade rule, desired surplus, and have the required regional wealth. So we uncheck this box, we set our desired surplus to say 250, and if we come back over to Snurderburger, we can go ahead and build ourselves a trading post right in, say, there, and we can set up a trade route to export the barley from Snurderburger to Nerdervond, and that's going to mean that we don't actually need this pack station. So we can say no trade going on there. And if we go back over to Nerdervond, I'm determined to get that pronunciation, we can take someone out of here. We can say that we're not doing any trades here as well, which is going to reduce the amount of rye bread going over to Snurderburger. But that's okay. These guys are doing really well. They have a lot of stuff, and they actually have an absolute ton of tools as well, which I'm thinking, by the way, we can probably go ahead and export. I do think we'll set up a trade route to bring some tools over here, because we're not gonna have any production of tools in Snurderburger, but we don't need 133. We can export some excess from Nerdervond, and we could probably also set up some exports for something like the war bows. We have 40 of them in storage right now, but what I would like to do is export these things. We will need an established trade route, and I think what we'll do is aim to have a surplus of 36, so if we ever need to get another group of bowmen, we can totally do that. And if we go to the workshop, we can maybe say that this guy is going to produce, let's say, a limit of 72, so double the 36 that we have set as the desired surplus, meaning that we'll always be able to export, double what we have, and that should be making us a little bit of money. The reason we want to be doing that is because of this right here. The annual tax is being paid. It's currently 1,600 gold coins. We have 754, and we can get money from going out and dealing with bandit camps and dealing with bandits in general, but I would like to try and find a way to make some money through trade as well. I think that would be really, really useful. So that's why we're going to do this trade setup. That's why we're going to change things a little bit. That's why we're looking to export things here and there as well. So with this trading post coming together, what we can do is go into crops. We can go to barley. We can say export. We can say that we don't really need a surplus here in Snurderburger, so we'll say 0. And that is going to be a little regional trade. I don't know if we need to establish an actual trade route. I don't think that's necessary, but we probably could do with getting a horse, because that's going to let us carry 50 goods per time, or per route, or per whatever. So we'll do that. We'll put maybe 2 people working in here just because we can, and we'll see how that works out. I don't know if we need permanent livestock assignment. I guess we can do that and see how it goes, and that should mean that we're now going to be moving a bunch more barley from Snurderburger to Nerdervond, and that should keep things really good for us. Now, in other news, I want to talk about the tailor, because we are not doing much with clothes right now, despite the fact that we do have 2 tailors. Now, the reason we're not doing a lot with clothes is because we don't actually have all that much wool, and the reason we don't have a lot of wool is because we don't have a lot of sheep. So what we're going to have to do is get more sheep, but I'm also thinking we might want to look into some other materials. I'm also, just very quickly, Going to, let's see, we probably don't need to set up any trade routes here. I think what I'd like to do, since we have a little bit of money, is purchase a trade route for the warbows, so we start making some money here. And I guess we will go over to the livestock trading post, we'll go to trade, and let's say that we want 50 sheep. It's going to be expensive, but I think it's something to sort of strive for so we can get a little bit more wool. But like I said, we have other options in here for what we can do. If we look at the tailors, we could start making linen clothing. Now, to get linen, we are going to need to grow flax. And unfortunately, flax fertility is non-existent in Nordrvand. But it is existent. I don't know if that's exactly the right way to use that word, but anyway, it does exist in Snurderburger. So once again, we're going to be going all in on farming in this region. And I am all for this. I love the idea that this place is just going to be a farming powerhouse. So we're going to have to put some roads in here. We're going to have to, well, we don't have to. I just like my farms to have weird shapes. So I'm going to put some roads in here and I'm going to make this look cool. And we're going to do some flax farms. That's basically where I'm at with this. So we'll bring this road sort of out here. We'll bring it kind of close to the mushrooms. We'll bring it sort of down around them a little bit. And then kind of up, I suppose, this way. And we can bring it up to this existing road right about there. And that should be totally fine for a set of farms. We could do a little road kind of through here as well, just so we have something alongside the forager's hut. That might make life a little easier for them as well, which would be lovely. And then we have all of this space around here to play with too. So let's try and get something. I don't know how close to the water we can necessarily go. We might just have to deal with the fields out here not being all that interestingly shaped. That might just have to be the way of things. We probably do want to have some kind of road that goes through the middle of them though. So let's go off of here and we'll sort of follow this contour line a little bit so that we can get out to these fields relatively easily. So I guess right to about there should be fine. And I guess if I wanted to, I could bring a little path kind of down here as well so that we can get down to these new fields quite quickly while we're in the area. Now, I do think we're going to want to get ourselves another farmhouse to make all of this work. So we'll put a farmhouse right out here. And I'm kind of thinking it might not be a terrible idea to get more Burgage Plots, but actually build them out in this area as well. Now, fortunately, there is not a lot of flax fertility along this main road. So I think that's kind of where we're going to look to build just a bunch of Burgage Plots. I actually want to have a look here and see. Flax fertility is pretty good there. So let's try to avoid, well, you know what? I'm not too worried about all that space. I would like these Burgage Plots to have some kind of weird shape to them a little bit, just because I like doing that. I know it's not important, but it's something I like doing. So we're going to go out like this, I guess. And I don't know where this road's going to go. I'm going to be honest with you. Is that a road right there? Or what is that? I can't really tell. I think that's a road. I'm pretty sure that's a road. Yeah, that looks like a road right there. I don't know if we can, yeah, we can totally snap to it. So yeah, we'll go there and that should be all right. And that gives us a nice big space for a nice amount of Burgage Plots. So we'll do something like half of that space to begin with. And that gives us room for 9 plots, which is going to be enough to fill up the farmhouse. And that's probably okay, but I want to get some new granaries and storehouses in here. I want to get some markets in here. So I think we'll go a little bit further, and that's going to give us room for 12 Burgage Plots, which is enough for the 8 people needed in the farmhouse, and then 2 in a storehouse, 2 in a granary. That seems pretty good. Also, vegetable gardens out here, of course. So let's build this. It is a pretty sizable area that we're working with, but that's okay. Let's also build ourselves a little marketplace on this corner, because I think that's going to be a really solid idea. And apparently it doesn't want to follow the curvature. Oh, there we go. It's following it now. We'll go to, let's see. Can I get this to not snap in the way that it's doing right now? I want it to go to about there, and I want it to go to about there. We don't need a huge market out here, but something like that should be more than enough for the area. Then next to the market, we'll do a granary, which we don't actually have the stone for. So we'll just do a storehouse for the time being. We will get a granary out here, but we're going to have to set up some stone gathering. Or we could, I guess, import it. That would be an option, although I don't know that I want to do that. Either way, I think this will be a really nice area out here. I think it's going to be really good for us. Let's prioritize the farmhouse. And I guess while that's all coming together, let's put some fields in here for some flax farming. So we want this to snap to the roads, start in that corner, go down to about there, and we'll go to about there. 1.1 Morgan is pretty solid. We can go from this corner to here, up to that corner and across. That gives us 1.4 Morgan, which again, I'm fine with. This might end up just being one big field here. Not really too sure what it's gonna end up looking like, but that's 1.7 Morgan. It does look cool. So I think we'll go with that and that'll be fine. And let's see, flax fertility is actually pretty good in this space as well. So let's just do, I don't know, something like this maybe? 0.9 Morgan. I don't love this bit along the back of it, I'm gonna be honest, but I don't really think it matters too much. Maybe we do 2 fields in here just to sort of change it up a little bit and have it look a little bit more interesting. There we go. I think I can work with that. That's going to be a lot of flax. In here, I think as well is just going to be the 1 field. 1.5 Morgan, maybe a little bit bigger than we would want it to be, and that'll be all right. In here is going to be a little something something. I'm not really too sure what. Maybe this, although that's really not great flax fertility. So I think maybe this, although it doesn't want to seem to hug that building properly, which is really annoying me. I wish it would. I might have to put some, oh no, there we go. That's it hugging the building properly now. And if I go to this sort of spot here, that seems fine. So we'll do that. It's 1 Morgan. That's all right. It surrounds that really nicely. We can put some trees in here to blend it together with the forest at some point. We don't need to do that, but this should be pretty solid. And I'm quite looking forward to this. So we're not going to bother with the fences. We don't need them. We will do flax and then I guess rye, because that seems fine. We'll do rye and then we'll do flax and that should be fine. We'll do fallow, then flax, then rye. Over this way, we'll do something similar. We'll do, I guess, rye, then flax, and that'll be all right. I don't love the flax isn't as fertile in here as I was looking for, but that's fine, I suppose. Oh, I also totally forgot to build a well out here. So let's get one right about there so that these guys are nicely covered. A band of raiders have been seen nearby. I forgot about this. We'll deal with that in just a second. Let's get this farmhouse upgraded. Let's get 2 people working in here. Let's figure out where these raiders are. So they are up that way, which is in a pretty good spot. As far as I'm concerned, that works really nicely for me. Let me grab everybody and we'll bring them out here. And we should be able to deal with this quite easily. Shouldn't really be a problem, assuming they're coming for me, because right now it looks like they're not. And I swear if they're going for this guy again, I'm gonna be really... It looks like they're going... Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Where is this band of raid? Please tell, wait a minute, hold on. I just want to make sure that they're not. Okay, I'm gonna do something here. I'm gonna move these guys to here, which is a bit of a journey. It's gonna be a really long journey for them, but I want to just make sure that they aren't going like the entire way around the lake to get to Snurderburger. That could be kind of disastrous if that's what they're doing. But it does look like they're going through. I mean, there's nothing left to burn down in here. I think I'm relatively sure. No, they're just. Oh no, they are. There's nothing left. They're already dead. What are you doing? There is nothing left. They're genuinely like they're. Oh, okay, yeah. I think they're actually just leaving now. Okay, so that was a lot easier than I thought it was gonna be. Oh my god. Okay. All right. Well, These guys got stuck. Wait, why are they in the water? You know what? I don't care where they are. I do want to go deal with this bandit camp, and I do want to deal with this bandit camp as well, because I want to get some money for for Nordavond. So we'll send these guys out. We'll send these guys back home so that they can be disbanded, and we'll just I can't believe that. That's so ridiculous. It's so silly. Let's put these guys here. Let's have them spread out when they get there so that they have a nice, well, spread of arrows for the bad guys. We'll send these guys forward a little bit as well so that the bandits can deal with them. I would like to make sure that my spear militia are the first ones getting there, which it looks like they will be, which is beautiful. So my archers are dealing with the bandits. My spear militia are dealing with the bandits. Let's go take over their camp. And this should mean that I get an opportunity here, if I'm not mistaken, to send goods to my treasury, which has given me 1,261 gold. So yes, taxes this year are not going to be a problem whatsoever. Oh, now hold on a second. Another bandit camp just spawned right next to where we were. I don't love that. I'll be honest. I'd like my archers to move back a little bit just to sort of help deal with this. And yeah, this actually seems to, well, I mean, this has kind of worked in my favor, honestly. So we'll go and take over that camp as well. We'll send you guys back home. Apparently movement's blocked. That's fine. We'll get you into our home region and everything's going to be fine. This is just going really well today. I'm really enjoying what we're doing today. Everything is going shockingly well, and I'll be honest, that has me slightly concerned because it's usually a sign that things are about to go really badly somewhere. Wait, hold on a minute. Oh no, that's not a bandit camp. That's a bunch of rocks. That's fine. I thought for a second we had another one. Okay, so all of these new Burgage Plots have been built, which is fantastic news. So I think we're going to go down the line now and figure out what's going into the backyards of each of these guys, because some of them are pretty big and could probably do with an orchard or a vegetable garden. These slightly smaller ones, I'm thinking maybe chickens. We could do something like goats or pigs, but I think chickens are probably the safer bet. So we'll do chickens in the first two. We'll do maybe 3 vegetable gardens, so we get 1 of each vegetable in here. Then the rest of these larger ones, I want to say, can be orchards, so that we get a really nice mix of trees in this space, which I think will be kind of fantastic. So we'll do, I think I can probably get 6 pretty good orchards in here by the looks of it. It looks like 7 actually. So we'll do this one as well as an orchard, which we don't have the materials for, so we'll leave it be for now, is what we'll do. We also keep losing sheep. They keep dying over here due to the high elevation, which I don't really know what to do about other than to maybe just take the sheep out of Nordavond and send them over to Snurdeberger, because it is slightly lower down. It might be better. We do have a really good number of fields over here that we could use for the sheep, so that might be the case. And so what we might end up doing is, just because we can, I might just put my fabrics production, or maybe even just my clothes production in Snurdeberger in general, and then just send it to Nordavond. That might not be the worst idea in the world. We do admittedly have the tailors over here, so I mean, it would be really inefficient to send the materials to Nordavond and then bring them back to Snurdeberger. Well, bring the clothes back. We might still want some clothes production in here, but I think what we'll do is honestly build something. What is it we're looking for specifically? It's going to be something like the Weaver's Workshop. I think we just get a Weaver's Workshop, probably 2 of them, in Snurdeberger, and we bring the sheep over here. If they survive, great. If they don't, then it's a slightly different problem. But we turn the flax into linen here, and then we ship the linen over to Nordavond. I think that's what we do here. So let's build this guy. I'm kind of looking at this space for the Weaver's Workshop. That seems like a nice little area for it. And then, like I said, we can turn flax into linen. We can send that to Nordavond. We'll see how clothing production goes. And I think, yeah, we maybe want to try the sheep thing here as well. just because we can. So we're gonna need to get ourselves an animal trading post or a livestock trading post, which I guess could go down this way. It's a little bit out of the way, but I think it makes sense to have this thing down here. So we'll put it right about there. It's right by the entrance to the region. We can do a little road next to it, which I'm absolutely going to do because I think that kind of makes sense to have that little road right there. And yeah, we'll get that thing built. It might take a little bit, but that's okay. I am thinking it might also be a really good idea to build some kind of mining thing so we can get this 114 stone. So let's go ahead and do something like that as well. We are going to run out of stone, obviously, but I think we can work with this. Obviously, we can't build a quarry, but we can build the stone gatherer camp, which I think is just going to live right about there. Should be totally fine for it. All right, so with the livestock trading post built, let's start importing sheep. Let's say that for now we want to do 20 of them, and that'll hopefully be fine, I guess. It's going to be a lot of money to get those sheep, but we should be able to manage. We will also need a sheep farm in here. And honestly, there's probably not any ideal location for this, so we'll go somewhere relatively central. I'm actually kind of looking at down here and thinking it could be kind of a fun spot, but I'm sort of looking here as well. I'm thinking I kind of like here for the sheep farm. So we'll turn off snap to road. We'll rotate this guy around so it is nicely in line with the building next to it, which is going to be like that. And then it's going to live right about there, I'm thinking. And that should be fine. It's central enough that I think we can work with it. Hopefully it works out. Hopefully the sheep don't die from the elevation in here. And I think what we'll do for Nedervond is just maybe not do livestock trade. It doesn't really seem to be working for us. So we'll just say no trade. We'll take these guys out of the livestock trading post because I just don't really think we need it. We'll get one more into the trading post itself. We can also maybe... We could probably get some horses in here. I think that would be an idea. Maybe another stable somewhere in Nedervond just to make sure that we have somewhere for the horses. So let's say over here for another stable. Is that going to be an option if we snap it to the road? It might not be. In here could be an option. Up there could be. It doesn't really matter where I put this thing, does it? It's not really it's not really that big of a deal. So you know what? It can live back there, and that'll be totally fine for another stable. That should make sure that trade is going quite nicely. It does give us a handful of people for construction in Nedervond as well, which is fantastic news. And you know, Snurderburger is doing pretty well for itself as well. We have a good amount of unassigned families. Actually, no, these are still the numbers from Nedervond. So what we'll do is get someone working in here. Yeah, we do. We have a good number of unassigned families. We still have some living spaces coming together. All of this construction down here is coming along nicely as well. So let's start working through and see what we're going to go with. We'll go with carrots. We'll go with cabbages. We'll go with beetroot. And then we'll sort of start going down the line of apples into, that one's not constructed yet, into those things, then back into apples. And then we don't have that, but this one is. It's going to be really expensive to get these orchards together, but I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be good for us. I think it's going to bring a nice amount of food variety, which is still really good. We still have 23 months of food in here, but we want to make sure that we continue to have a ton of food in here. And also, this thing needs to be built sooner than later so that I can hopefully go ahead and get this stone and do any other constructions in here that I might want to do. Oh, you know what I've just realized? We could turn off foreign trade for these sheep. We can say that maybe we want 40 in here, and then if we go over to Nedervond, we can put someone in here. We can go to the sheep and say that we want to export, but we want to have a minimum of like 10 of them in here, so that we're going to export a majority of our sheep, and that should mean that they go from here to Snurderburger, if that's how it works. I'm not 100% sure that it does, but that's what I'm thinking. I think we'll take this up to 50 as well, not 5. I want 50 in there, and we'll see how that ends up going for us. I really have no idea if we are going to see someone coming down this road with a small army of sheep behind them. Really don't know how livestock trade works. Oh no, hold on. No, they're just chilling in there. That's fine. I got no idea. I don't know how livestock trade works. I don't know if they are going to move them from one region to another. They're chilling for now, which is fine. We do not have any clothes in here. We do have a good amount of wool though. So it would be nice if we could, sort out this clothes situation, you know? It'd be really good if we could do something about that. I mean, these guys, wait a minute, these guys have clothes. Oh, we can get a level 3 Burgage Plot. Absolutely. Absolutely doing it. We can't upgrade you, unfortunately. We can't upgrade you, but this one guy living next to the market has clothes, which is so cool. It's so good. No one else has clothing around here. There's like one guy walking around with clothes and everyone else is freezing except this one guy. This one as well. Oh, these are level 1. These should be upgraded. In fact, I think all of these should be upgraded over here just to make them a little bit fancier. I feel like we might as well go down the line and do a bunch of Burgage Plot upgrades in Nordrvand. Oh, I love this. I love seeing all this construction going on. It looks so cool, especially over here with what's going to be our first level 3 Burgage Plot. And it's a pretty big house. It really is, but it's going to look so good once we have a whole bunch of these around here. I'm so excited for this. And of course, it turns out I was right. Shoes are a requirement of the level 3 Burgage Plots, so we really shouldn't have too many problems providing shoes to anybody for the foreseeable future. So that's nice. That's always a good thing. It's always nice that we're doing okay with the shoes situation. Oh, this makes me so happy. This looks amazing. I love that look. I love that style of building. I love seeing all these guys coming together as well. It's very, very cool. Oh, it's so good. I love this game. I do. I love this game so much. I have so much fun with Manor Lords every time I play it. Now, you know what I have just realized? None of the fields in Snöderberger have fences right now because we weren't originally going to be doing this. So we're going to have to go around and upgrade every single field with a bunch of fences for the sheep to actually be able to run around in a fallow field. So that's going to be fun. We still have 3 unassigned families, which is fine. We have 3 available living spaces, so that'll be more people coming in here in hopefully not too long. But we will need to upgrade all of them, which is a lot. That's a lot of fields. There's a lot of fields that we need to go through here and add fences to. So this is going to be a bit of a construction project for everybody, but I think it's going to be worth it. I'm really excited to just have more regional trade going on. I think it's going to be really, really cool. And there we go. We have some sheep in one of our fields in Snöderberger, which is fantastic news. And so I guess that means we want to get some people working in the Weaver's Workshop, which thankfully we don't need to get 2 of. We can just kind of have these guys make stuff, which is great news. So let's have a look at what we're sitting on right now in terms of materials. Now, flax we're sitting on 2 flax. We do have some wool though. So let's get these guys into the Weaver's Workshop and see how that goes. What we can then do is go to our trading post, set up a trade route, and say that we want to start sending, I guess, wool and linen over to Nordrvand. So we'll turn this off. We're going to export linen. We don't need a baseline of it. We don't really care about that. Hold on a minute. What are we turning wool in? Hold on a second. So wool is turned into yarn. Okay, so we are doing that, right? Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. We are doing that. Yes. Hold on a minute. Yarn. Yes. Okay. Do we have a, wait a minute. Wait a minute. We have done yarn. Wait a minute. Do I have a Weaver's Workshop in Nordrvand? I feel like I do. I have a fisherman's hut. Did we never, hold on a minute. I don't remember for the life of me if I built a Weaver's Workshop in here, and if I didn't, that would explain why we're not making... Are we importing clothes? Is that a thing we're doing? Are we importing yarn? Hold on a second. I don't remember. I really don't remember. We're importing wool, which we don't need to be doing anymore. We're just not going to do that because that'll save us some money. I am assuming there's a weaver's workshop around here somewhere because we're importing wool. If I go to a level 2 Burgage Plot, can I... So I can swap you out with a tailor, but the tailor uses yarn to... Have I not got a... I wish there was a way I could tell. I wish I could like click on the weaver's workshop and see that I already have one, but I'm really concerned that I forgot to build one. I genuinely don't remember. Oh no, it's right here. It exists. It is right here. That's fine. We are making things, which is fine as well. I don't need reserves. I don't need production limits. It exists. That is fine. It is also probably the fact there's only one guy working in here is probably part of the reason that it sucks. So we'll get 2 people working in there just because we can. In fact, you know what? We have plenty of people running around in Nurdervond. We'll get everyone working in there and that'll be fine. I'm really glad I had that. I was really concerned there for a second. So we have the 2 weavers workshops. That's all right. We are exporting the yarn and the linen, which is fine. So linen is there, yarn is there, export, and it is regional only. And then if we go over to Nurdervond, we can go to the trading post, we can go to materials, we can go to linen, and we want to import it from the region. We want to import yarn from the region as well. And we will probably need more people working in here and possibly a horse. I'm not really too sure if we need the horse, but we'll see what happens. Either way, we should now be able to import those 2 materials, and that should help with the clothes production, which should then result in us being able to get more level 3 Burgage Plots. Also, beverages are apparently a thing we're going to need. In fact, I think we need to build... First off, I think we need to build more Burgage Plots. Second off, I think we need to build another tavern. So let's do both of those things, but in reverse order. We'll do the tavern first, although now that I think about it, these guys don't need beverages. I think the coverage just kind of sucks for the taverns. So I think building a second tavern is probably not the worst idea in the world. I don't know where to build it, man. We really don't have anywhere convenient in here for a tavern. I mean, there's a large tavern over here. The best place I could build one would be like this corner if I sort of got rid of that field, which I'm not really sure that I'm willing to do. I don't know about that. Although I guess, I mean, it's harvest season, so I guess we can clear this out, and then I guess we get rid of the field and we'll put a tavern in the corner. So you know what? Actually, yeah, we're just gonna get rid of it now. I'm impatient. We're just gonna get rid of that field, which is totally fine. We can get ourselves a small tavern, which is gonna live on that corner. I do want to turn off Snap to Road, and I do want it to be this way around, I think. I'd say that would probably be fine if I can just get it into like that corner really nicely there. That seems all right. These supplies need to be moved out of here, and then we can put the field back in there, and we'll have another tavern, and hopefully that means that people around here are going to have beverages. Hopefully that's going to make them a little bit happier. Okay, so there is our new tavern. The new field is up and running as well. We have so many sheep around here. Good Lord. But we're also going to need more Burgage Plots. So let's come down this way, and let's say that this road here, I'm very tempted to just line it with Burgage Plots up to about there. I think that's probably fine. We'll bring this sort of straight back and across like this. That gives us some decently sized backyards, and that gives us a whole bunch of Burgage Plots, which is totally fine. Now, I am keenly aware of the fact that Nurdervond is... It's not doing as well with food as I would like it to. I'm definitely thinking we might want to look into more farming options around here. It might not be a terrible idea. We generally, let's have a look here. We still have like cabbages. I guess just more vegetable gardens probably wouldn't hurt, to be completely honest with you. More orchards probably wouldn't hurt either. So I think these guys, while they don't have the biggest backyards, I think they probably will become vegetable gardens, or maybe just more chickens. More eggs wouldn't be awful idea, I suppose. Yeah, we'll do chickens. Probably a little bit more expensive, I think, but, well, no, probably cheaper. Or about the same. You know what? It doesn't matter. We have enough money. We can do this. We have the technology. Now, I want to come back to Snurderburger, and I want to get some people into this stone gatherer camp, because we do need to get some of this stone down here so that I can build a new granary down next to this new storehouse. We still have a lot of sheep in Nurdervon dying due to elevation, which is problematic. Yeah, those are sheep. There, that's a bit grim. I don't know what to do about it. I'm going to be honest. I really don't know what to do about it. We have 43 sheep over there. We have 59 sheep over here. We have, 105. I want rid of them. I don't want them. And yet we have so many of them, and we still don't really have clothes, which is an interesting detail now that I think about it. Really not too sure how we don't have clothing everywhere. I do wonder if another storehouse would be the solution. Like, there's not really any, there's no like big market in here, which has me thinking that might be part of the problem. Let's get rid of the communal oven. Then we can put like a little market in that corner. I'm not really too sure just how many stalls we'll get in this little thing. That's actually way more than I was thinking. That's kind of impressive. 8 stalls, it's gonna be good. We're gonna need more storehouses anyway, and probably another granary, but I can work with this. Okay, so we have a large storehouse out here. We have a large granary out here, but I actually kind of forgot that we have a market down here with a bunch of free stall locations. So as I put people to work in these 2 buildings, this is the closest market, and I don't really think we need to worry too much about that market. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and built a new set of storehouses and granaries behind our farmhouse here, which is slowly filling up this little teeny tiny marketplace in the middle of Nurdervon, which is perfect. A band of raiders has been seen nearby. That is not going to be my problem. However, that's going to be really bad for another one of my rivals, which is certainly something. Are these guys, didn't these guys get raided at one point? I really don't remember. Yeah, they did. They had a really bad time of it too. Oh my God. So basically all of the rival lords are going to be just in a really bad way is what they're going to be from what I can gather. Let me just double check where those raiders are, because I want to make sure that I don't get in trouble here. Ooh, hold on. Where are they? They're here. Oh my God. They're going for these guys again. Well, you know what? There's not a lot I can do about that, unfortunately. What I would like to do, though, is come back into Nurdervon and just get a bunch more Burgage Plots. So we're going to go here, we're going to go here, and we're going to do something like this, because I want to get some slightly larger plots across this extra little part of land right here. So right to about there should be fine. And then what we're going to do is down to about this spot, out to there, and we'll do something like this. And that gives us room for some more vegetable gardens, which I think is going to be great. It's another 9 Burgage Plots in total, which is also going to be great, because that means I can put people to work in the granaries and the storehouses. We can get those markets up and running, and hopefully maybe we get another tailor to deal with some of the clothes production, because we do have some yarn in here now. We actually do have a lot of wool in here as well. We have no linen right now, which is certainly something, but I'm hoping we can get this clothing production situation sorted out. I'm really wanting to get some more level 3 Burgage Plots in here. I think it would look amazing if we could get our main street here to have a bunch of level 3 Burgage Plots. I think that would be very, very cool. Whether or not that happens, I don't know, but we're gonna try is what we're gonna do. We are certainly going to try. I'm also kind of wondering, I realize we probably want to get some horses in here. That might actually help us a little bit. So let's, yeah, we have a horse in here now, I guess. Let's get another one, because I think, do we have available space? We do. So yeah, getting another horse in here is probably a good idea to try and move things a little bit more. And I guess over in Snurderburger, we might want to try the same thing. So if we look at the trading post and we look at livestock, we have a horse in there, but what about second horse? And also, what about second granary? We never got around to building this thing, so let's make sure that we do have a granary out here by this new development so that they can all get their food a little bit easier. So we'll build it, that's not actually connected to the road, but I think we can do something about that. We can go from here to there, and that's now got a road connection, which is totally fine. So that gives us a granary out here. It gives us this little marketplace out here. I would like to switch between my town centers to see how many people we have. We have one unassigned family in Snowderburger. So we are going to need more, is what that tells me. We're 100% going to need more because I want to make sure that we have a bunch of people in the storehouse, in the granary. I want to make sure everything is up and running as good as it can be around here. So I guess we'll put some more houses on the other side of this road. I just want to check fertility. We do have wheat fertility down here. We don't have a lot of flax fertility. We do have rye as well. So I'm kind of, well, actually I've taken over a lot of, pretty much this entire place is fertile for rye. So yeah, maybe we don't worry too much about that. It's not good for flax fertility. It is a little bit back here, but I think we can get away with a small handful of burgage plots out here. So what we'll do is bring a little road sort of out this way. We'll make it look like we're going to the region, which I guess technically it does. And I suppose in terms of connecting this to everything, we have a road over here. So let's do a little something like this that just goes through the woods. We'll bring it kind of down a little bit. We'll connect it over there. And that can just be another space for a bunch of houses. I don't think we need that many. I think this is maybe a little bit too much space. And we also technically, now that I think about it, have this space down here as well. So let's actually do something with, this first, just to fill up that bit of land. I might even go so far as making them slightly smaller, just so we can get some slightly bigger orchards in there. And also, speaking of orchards, we never got around to getting the pear orchards in here. So we'll get that. And then this one I think was supposed to be apples. So we'll get that going. 3 more burgage plots isn't going to be enough though, so we will fill up a bit of this space, although not all of it. We'll do something like this, I think, and that's going to be room for 8 more plots. I don't like that one that's like weirdly shaped, so what if I bring this down? I think I can deal with that. I think that'll be fine. That should be 10 more plots in general, which should be about enough people to work everywhere. In fact, it might not be. We might need a handful more to max out the granary and the storehouse. So I'll tell you what, let's do another little group of burgage plots right about here. And that again gives us some weird kind of layouts, but those are some really nicely sized plots. Those will be good for orchards or vegetable gardens. Doesn't really matter which one. I'm just excited to get a bunch of people in here. All right, so I've built another tailor in Notervond, and I've got this tailor set up to start working on linen clothing because we do have some linen in storage. That means there's only one tailor working on woolen clothing because I set this guy to do linen as well. So I think the tailor that was here originally is the one doing the wool clothes. Now we could do gambesons as well. Those are kind of needed for some soldiers, but I'm not really too interested in that because I just don't think we really need them. What I'm trying to do is get clothing for these guys so that we can hopefully start working, like I said, on some more level 3 burgage plots because this one big house right here just seems a little bit silly. We are also short on meat and fish, which has me thinking we might need to start importing that. And I don't like the idea of having to import meat, but we might just need to do that. Although in saying that, we could also build a bunch more burgage plots, and we could maybe say that we just put a bunch of pigs in there, which is actually what I've done in Snöderburger for a bunch of these guys. These guys all have pigs, so that'll give us pork somewhere down the line, and hopefully that will work out nicely. And wouldn't you know, we find ourselves in the middle of a drought, which I suppose is as good a time as any to leave it there for today. So thank you so much for watching. This has been an absolute pleasure as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.